Hey y'all, Rhonda here. I guess you could call this part two of my discovery, a discovery for me anyway. Um, Yesterday I was playing with Tim Holtz paper and alcohol inks and it worked. Let me grab this. This was just don't want to glare there. I just playing here, and then this was a little piece that I had cut out. And like I said, there's a lot of blue on here, but like I said, I was just playing, didn't know what I was doing. But we're going to do different colors today because I want it to look kind of like, let me grab it here. This is my inspiration. This is on the front of a journal that I received from Australia. And I think this is some kind of metal that she was cut out. I don't know if it was like a Coke can or something. But anyway, this is my inspiration here because I'm getting ready to work on an Asian journal, and I was wanting something like this. This is what this is. And I was trying to do a little prep work, and this is what I came up with. Let me put that back. So I went ahead and pulled all of the paper. This is that, it's a craft cardstock, and Tim says it's the craft cardstock, and then whatever this is, it's sprayed on there. It cuts beautifully, it embosses beautifully, and I didn't know that you could use alcohol inks on it until yesterday when I was playing around. So like I said, somebody has probably already figured this out, but I just discovered it. Like I said, I don't know if anybody else has. I haven't looked, but anyway, so we're going to do some more playing today. So I have the gold and silver, and then this is a metallic. This is the soft metallics. And then we have the rose gold and copper, I believe. And then this is the jewel tones, all the different colors. So I don't know if we're going to use all of them or what we're going to do. We're just going to play. And then up here I have my alcohol inks, and I have the lids off. I also have some of the pearl, which of course we're not going to take the lid off that because you got to shake it. So that'd be just like me to shake it with the lid off. And then we also have some mixative. And I don't know if these will work or not, but we're going to try. And then some of the alloy. So those you have to shake up right before you use, but these other ones are ready to go. And then I have the alcohol blending solution. So why don't we let's go with start out with the gold. Why not? Because like I said, we're just playing, experimenting, and you know, it's never going to come out the same way twice. Let me get these out of the way. All right. So, you know, I love working with alcohol inks. So, you know, you can add your blending solution and then your color on your, usually Yupo paper. You can add your color and then your blending solution. Or like on this Tim Holtz mat here, the glass mat, you can add your color and your blending solution and swirl it around or whatever you want to do, and then take your paper and smush it on there, which that sounds pretty cool. So I think we're going to try that. So we're going to use the gold, and let's just get going. All right. And I have like orange and browns and green, because like I said, I want it to look like it's kind of oxidized. You know, my metal is oxidized. And so I'm anxious to see what the pearl or the mixative or the alloy is going to do also. All right. So let's these are hard to get off sometimes. I know this one's, there we go. All right. That should be clean. So we're just going to throw some blending solution down. And let's do, I don't know, a little bit of orange. Come on. And let's do some pebble. Like I said, you have to be kind of careful because you don't want it to be mud. And let's do some, what is this? Everglades. We'll do, oops, well that was a squirty there. All right, so you could blend this around if you wanted to, or just let your paper do the blending and the smushing. So let's just try this. Fingers crossed. Let's see here. We're smushing. I may have to add a little more color. Let's see here. Yeah, there's some green. Let's add some more color. But that's turning out like I want it. I mean, that's kind of the look I'm going for. Let's try some alloy mind. Let's just see what that does. Ooh, That's cool. And I love how, like I said, if there's any paint or any ink around it, how it pushes that away. See how it makes the circles? Let's just dig into this a little bit. That's giving us some neat looks. That'll smooth out a little bit. Like I said, I didn't want a whole lot, just enough to kind of make it look, it's, you know, like it's old metal. And that's already drying. That's good. Like I said, that'll smooth out. We could add a little bit more. Let's see. What do we want to do? Let's add, I should have got some blue. But let's try some brown here. This is, ooh, that's dark. That's teak wood. And let's do a little more of the green. Looks like there's plenty of blending solution there. Like I said, you can take it and put it down like this, or you can smush it around. You can drag it. And it gives all different effects. Like I said, that'll start smoothing out a little bit. Let's get some here on the corner. In this corner. And if you start getting a little dry, you can always add another drop or two of the blending solution. A little something over here, because you don't want to waste any of it. And like I said, it may look kind of like a big blob to you right now, but then when you cut it out, that's what's going to make the difference. I'm liking that. Oh, that's kind of a blob right there. Let's see if we can smooth that out a little bit. I just need to leave that open. Just habit of putting the lids back on. Let's thin that out a little bit. I can take it and smush it a little bit. There. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm really liking that. All right, let me clean this up a little bit. And I need to grab a blue. I think we need a blue in there. And let me see what other color we're going to use. Okay, let's try a silver. See what that does. So I found a blue. I found a turquoise and a blue and a moss. So we're just going to see what happens with those. So I think this time we're just going to put the ink and the blending solution right on the paper. And I have my little blow tool here. All right, so let's put a little bit of blending solution here. And let's try some of this moss. I don't know what that's going to do. It's a moving. Let's do a green. Let's see what this is going to do. Oh, I like that moss. Yeah, I'm liking that moss. Really well, especially with the silver. That's really neat. Oh, I'm liking this. Like I said, don't pass judgment until we do some die cutting, and then you see what it looks like. And this dries pretty fast too, which is good and bad. All right, let's do a little bit of orange, because I like to, you know, have several colors, so when I cut it out, it has the different colors on there. Oh yeah, see how that's mixing? And you know, sometimes you don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes it's mud and sometimes it's something good. I'm liking that brown that it's making there. And if you don't like those little lines, just add a little bit of blending solution. See how it pushes the color away? And this stuff is just like magic. It just, oh, you're probably thinking, is she nuts? Well, you know, The jury's still out on that, but I think once we die cut this, you're really going to see the results, if I could talk. All right, let's do, I'm trying to keep these, I have the lids off and kind of in order there. Let's do, we haven't done any blue. Let's do a little bit of blue here. Let's try this turquoise. And what is this, sailboat? Oop. It's a little darker, we like that. But see how it reacts? I think that's really neat. And if you don't like those spots, just add a little bit of solution. I mean, this is kind of therapeutic too. I mean, it's relaxing and exciting because you don't know what you're going to get. And you can just keep playing with it. Oh, see, I'm really liking this. Blending those colors, whereas this is a little bright. We may add a little more orange and moss over here. Let's add some blending solution. And moss. And what do we say, orange? See how it's pushing that blue away? And then just start blending. Yep. I know that looks kind of like mud, but see, like, I'm loving this. Yeah, see how it's mixing? Really liking this moss and green, moss and orange. And see, this should be, yep, that's all dry over there. See, the kind of looks like clouds. And it will continue even after I quit blowing on it. It will, you know, if there's kind of hard lines there, some of them will smooth out. And you can also take your foil, you know, like for your foil, hot foil press, and just cut a little piece off. And on these little lines right here, that takes longer to dry, right through there and here, you know, where it's the darkest color. And while it's still tacky, take your foil and lay on there, and your foil will stick to that, and it will look, it'll marble, you know, it looks like gold veins in a rock. All right, I think that it's a little hard right here. I don't like that. Let's see, we need to add, let's do a little bit of blue here. Blues and browns and oranges, yep. Guess I'm blowing a little too hard with this because I don't like those splatter lines that well. Yeah, I think this one's just about done. And this should be already, oh, it's almost dry. Like I said, it dries really quickly. All right. I know you're thinking, yeah, what the what? She's a little nutso, but just wait. Just wait. All right, let's pick another color. Okay, let's try this soft green. And again, like I said, it's the craft cardstock with this on top. And you don't have to use big pieces like this. This is the 8x8, I believe. I'm just going to be cutting out some big shapes. That's why I'm doing it. But if you have, you know, if you want to start out smaller, like I said, this was a scrap that I had. You could even, you know, cut it in half again and just use those little pieces, you know, and play with it a little bit. All right, what are we going to do? We're going to see what this one does. And I think we're going to use some alloy, let's see, pearl, what do we have? Smolder, and there is gunmetal on the mixative, and foundry on the alloy. So let's use those three too. Those three too? All right. Let's put down a little blending solution. Let's go with some orange. Let's do some pebble. And over here I don't have any blending solution, but it will get there. And let's do some green over here. And moss. All right, let's add a little blending solution here. And let's see what we can do. Oh, this is looking good. Oh yeah, see how and it continues. Let me see if I can scoot you in a little bit closer. Okay, watch your eyes. Not so close. There we go. Maybe that's a little better. Yeah. Oh my goodness. See how that right there will continue to kind of smooth out? It just keeps on moving. All right, let's try some of this smolder first. This is pearl, and then the mixative gunmetal. Let's see what that looks like. Shake these up. And you know, you could really just keep playing with this. Just add color, add blending solution, and just keep on playing. All right, so that is the pearl. Can you see that dancing? Oh my goodness, I love that. And this is the mixative, the gunmetal. Oh, look at that. Can you see that? Let me bring it up. Can you see it dancing? Oh, when it moves. I love, love, love that. All right, let's add a little blending solution here. And see how it pushes the other color away. I don't want to blow it off the page there. Let me turn this around this way. Oh, that's interesting. It looks like where I dropped that gunmetal. I don't know if it took that off. Can you kind of see that white dot there and there? Or if it just stained the... No, it looks like it took some of the color off. That's interesting. I'm not loving the gunmetal on this color. But I like that, what do we use, the granite? I don't even remember. I put them back in their places there. Let's add a little more solution here. See how you could just get lost in this? Yeah. Like I said, not crazy about this color on the green, but that's all right. All right, let's put... I'm going to try that with just a regular color. Just drop it right on there and see if it does something to the coating on here. What have we not used? Let's use this moss that I like. And, oh, we haven't used any blue. Let's try some blue. All right, and a little more blending solution. Well, this one didn't do that as far as the little spot. Maybe it's just the, what was that, the alloy? Or mixative. We'll have to try it again and I'll have to pay attention. Those colors mix a little bit more. Yeah. And I like some of that, you know, with the background color showing through. All right, let's add a little bit up here because I like to use all of it. Let's see. Let's do a different color blue. That's neat. And one more spot up here in this corner. Give that a chance to dry. We'll do a little orange up here. And my paper's not flat, so it's helping it move. Excuse me. Let's do some more of this moss that I like so well. And see how it just kind of sits there? It doesn't, see how the orange just sits there? That's why you need the blending solution to make it move. Otherwise, it's just going to sit there. And that's what it does on, you know, cardstock or paper that's porous. It just sinks into it and it just makes a dot. You know, whatever you plop down, that's what it looks like, and that's how it's going to stay. So you need this. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love that pearl. So you need that blending solution, like I said, to make this move and dance, and otherwise, you know, it's nothing. It's like a magic marker on a, you know, a dot on a piece of paper. It's just going to be there. All right, let me get one more piece of paper. We'll do it, and then we'll start die cutting some of these and see what happens. It'll give them a good chance to dry. And this is what that one looks like. All right, let me grab another one. Okay, I think we're going to use this rose gold. I'm just really digging this color. I don't know why. Well, maybe because I'm an orange girl. I love oranges and fall colors. All right, so I picked out, we're going to try Mineral Alcohol Pearl and the Mind Alloy. It kind of has an orangey brown tint to it, looks like. All right, let's just start over here and add some color, or add some blending solution. We're going to do some of the moss that I like. And let's do some of this. And some orange. And while it's good and wet, let's try some of this pearl. This mineral, we'll put it over here. Oh my goodness, that's gorgeous. Oh, can you see that? Now let's try some Alloy Mind over here. I think this is the one that I didn't care for, so that must be the Alloy. Oh. I'm just gently blowing here. Oh, that pearl is just fabulous. Yeah, it's the Alloy that, of course, it has its place, but it's just not what I'm going for. See how it's right there? That's the Alloy. I'm just not digging that. Oh yeah. Let's add a little more blending solution up here. Let's add a little moss up here. That moss is just the color. Yeah, that Alloy I'm just not thrilled about. Like I said, on this project. On something else I would be. But this I'm just not feeling it. Alright, so we know Alloy is out. And we did the pearl. Did we try the mixative? I have rose gold here, so we'll try that. Alright, we'll go up here. Let me scooch you up a little bit there. There we go. We'll go right across here. And the moss that I like so well. And rose gold mixative. We'll see what that's doing. That acts a little bit like the Alloy. Yep. All right. Note to self, we don't like the mixative or the Alloy on this for the look that we're trying to go for. But that does look like you know, in a rock and the gold or the metals, whatever that they find. Yeah. I mean, it's still cool. And who knows, I may love it when we cut it out. I may change my tune, who knows. All right. Let's add a little more orange over here and some blue over there and some moss over here. All right, because like I said, I'd like to have the different colors all over, so when I cut it out, you know, it'll have a little bit of everything on there. This is some of that. Oh, I couldn't get this one open, could I? Oh, there we go. There's some of my dancing magic stuff. Let's do a little bit of orange over here. And some moss. And green. Let's do a little bit of green. All right, where's my little blow tool here? Just gently. Need a little bit more where the pearl. Spread that out a little bit. Like I said, that alloy and mixative is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. It's just not, you know, I'm just not thrilled for this project. And then you can also, instead of blowing it, you can actually pick it up. See the top, how it runs. And just pick it up and work with it like this. I've done a lot of alcohol inks like this. If you want to thin that out a little bit. Work with it. Work it, girl, work it. And it's funny how it follows the little veins. I call them veins. Add a little more through there. See the reaction when I add the blending solution. This you can get kind of a softer look. You know, the more I look at this, where that alloy was, I'm kind of liking it. Yeah, I'm kind of liking it. You know, I can change my mind, right? That's why it takes us a while to make stuff, because we change our mind. Yeah, I have a nephew. It's actually my husband's nephew. And they just had a baby. And it's my husband's mother. That's her first great-great-grandchild. She's 94 years old, and she's a retired English teacher. Before the COVID thing, she was still teaching. I mean, not in schools, but she would, there was actually a teenager that couldn't read well at all, and so she was teaching him, and they were doing really well, and, you know, some kids that just have a little harder time learning than some students, and she would go down and assist them, and I tell you, she gets around better than I do half the time, most of the time. And with this COVID stuff, she said, I'm staying in. She said, I want to stay healthy for those grandbabies, great-grandbabies. And, yeah, great. Let's see, grandkids, great-great-grandkids. Or grandbaby, great-great-grandbaby. I'll get it right. Anyway, so she could see him because she didn't want to catch COVID. She didn't want to get sick. And, you know, with her age, it always worries everybody. And so she has stayed in, but she's had so many friends bring her food and grocery shop for her and all this. She actually made 10 pans, get this, 90, well, maybe she's 92, 93, anyway, 90. She made 10 pans of homemade cinnamon rolls, not the, you know, kind out of the freezer section. Homemade dough, homemade everything. 10 pans, took them out and delivered them on their porches, and then went back home and called all of them and said, go check your front porch. Oh my gosh. You know, I used to have bakeries, so I know the work that goes into that, and oh my gosh. But anyway, that's the kind of woman she is. A very neat woman. All right, I think we're done with this one, and I'm loving it. I know you're thinking it's another blob, you know, but we're gonna let this dry really well. And again, I'm liking this down here. and I'm going to pick out some dies, and we're going to cut these out and see what we come up with. We may love it or we may hate it. I don't know, but we're going to see. Okay, I picked out a few dies, and I went ahead and cut this piece out because, you know, I wanted to use certain spots. And when you use your Gemini, you know, this goes up and this goes down, so you don't always see exactly where your image is going to come from. So I went ahead and cut this out, so I'll know exactly what part I want to use there. And then this one, I took it off the back and the tape stayed on there, and I'm just going to leave it because I want to use the whole thing. And these are spaced just right together. And so yeah, we're going to do this one. And I thought, since this is a bigger one, we're going to use this one that's kind of wild. And this one's okay because I could really use it anywhere. But we're going to place it about there so we can maybe pick up a bunch of colors. So let me run it through the machine and see what we come out with. All right, looky, looky. Excuse me, I'm so excited. Can you see the color on that one? And this one. And these. Doesn't it look kind of like it's oxidized? I'm thrilled. But I wasn't thrilled about this this die here, the Spellbinders. Man, it took forever. I actually ripped that a little bit to get this out. And these are not going to, I'm going to have to do these one by one, all those little pieces. But man, it was harder than you know what to get out, man. But look at that. I am so pleased with this. This one really, these two. Look at that. I'm so pleased. All right, well, hopefully you guys out there will try this if you haven't already. And have some fun. And don't tell them your secret. But, no, like I said, we went from this to those. And they're just beautiful. I mean, beautiful. And what I'm thinking is I may go ahead and cut out another one or two of these in just cardstock. Excuse me. And then layer them behind so they'll be, excuse me, a lot stiffer and will take take some wear and tear. Because if you put this on a belly band, you know, and something going in and out and then hitting that, it may not last very long. So I think, like I said, I'll cut it out in brown or black and put a couple of layers on the back of this. And that way it'll be more like a chipboard, you know, so it'll stand up to some use. All right. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you did. Let me know if you've tried this, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.